Hello children. Today in History Class 6 Lesson 2 in the earliest cities, I'm going to start part 2 of that Harappan civilization. So already I have shown the map. Again I'm showing that Harappan civilization, it has started in the northwestern part of our country, that is present Pakistan. Now, what kind of houses, drains, and streets were there during that civilization time? Generally, houses were either one or two stories high, with rooms built around a courtyard. Uh, these houses, that means during that period of time, maybe one or maybe two stories building it was there, with some rooms, maybe three, four rooms. Most houses had a separate bathing area and some had wells to supply water. So their bathing area it was separate, not like us today we have the attached latrine and bathroom, but whereas earlier it was separated from the main building and some had wells to supply water, and separately they had the well also for water supply. Many of these cities had covered drains. So those drains were covered. Nowadays also we have some drainage system which is covered. So earlier also that facility it was there. Each drain had a gentle slope so that water could flow through it, and even slopey area. Why? Because whenever the slope is there, definitely whatever water it passes through the drain, it will easily flow through that drain. So that drainage system it was so nice during that period of time. I'm showing some houses. You see, these are the houses and drains were there. These are the drains which were connected with the buildings and all. And these are the streets. I'm showing some picture of the street also. So during that period of time, the well also it was like that. You see, these are the wells, which is, and this is the bathing area, and this is another bathing area which was outside the main house. Very often drains in houses were connected to those on the streets, and smaller drains led into bigger ones. So drainage system it was so nice during that period of time, which attached with the houses, but it was connected with the street also, because from the street also sometimes if suppose rains are there, so those rainy season or in other purposes also, whenever the streets were cleaning during that period of time also we need the drains and all, and those drains, smaller drains also it is connected with the bigger drains. As the drains were covered, inspection holes were provided at intervals to clean them. Some holes were there in between. After some interval means after some maybe 1 kilometer distance within that, or half kilometer distance. So those drains, there some holes were also there so that the people can go inside the drain so that they can clean it nicely. All three houses, drains, and streets were probably planned and built at the same time. So whenever they have constructed the houses, the drains and streets also, they have planned it very properly, and it was constructed at the same time. Now see some architecture, how they have done their construction during that Indus Valley civilization. I'm showing some of the pictures here. Now, what kind of life it was there in that city? A Harappan city was a very busy place. People were so busy. They were so hard, laborious people. And during that period of time, you just imagine there were people who planned the construction of special buildings in the cities. So some people, we can say nowadays, the architect who used to plan how to construct the buildings in the city area. So we used to say nowadays architects. So earlier also some people were there who were involved in the planning of the construction of the special buildings in the city. And these were probably the rulers. Okay. Now, sometimes what happened, those people, maybe some rulers also, they have also planned. It is not like that means some other common people only will do. So ruler also they have planned it out, and it is likely that the rulers sent people to distant lands to get metal or precious stones and other things that they wanted. So those rulers who planned how to construct the special buildings in the city, they have only sent some people to other parts of the area. That means from the other parts of the area, they will bring some metal or some stones to construct the buildings and all, whatever it is, it was required. So different people they were sending, the rulers were sending to distant area, and they may have kept the most valuable objects like ornaments of gold and silver or beautiful beads for themselves. So those objects, suppose they get some gold and silver, so they were keeping it for to make some ornaments for themselves. They were keeping, they didn't put those for construction purpose or any other purposes, they were keeping for themselves. So how they have planned it out, one city, the one Mohenjo-daro, that city, the planning, it was done, it was shown in a seal, because during that period of time some people, they used to keep it the record how they have done the planning and all, in maybe in the stone or in the hard surfaces. Now these are actually the imagination, how they have constructed different houses. Okay, and these are some beads or the ornaments. They are making some jewelry during that civilization. And there were some scribes, people who knew how to write, who helped prepare the seals and perhaps wrote on other materials that have not survived. So some people only they knew how to write, how to make the seal and where they can keep the record. Everybody they were not so literate, and some people only were literate and they were known as scribes who used to write it somewhere, maybe hard surface, maybe in the metal surface. Okay, so they were preparing the seals and all. I've just now I have shown the picture of the seal. And besides, there were men and women, the craftspersons making all kinds of things, either in their own homes or in special workshops. So people were busy, so busy, and some of them were craft persons. They were making so many things, and either maybe in their homes or in some workshop, different workshop they have gathered, and together they were making so many craft works. People were traveling to distant lands or returning with raw materials and perhaps the stories also. That means those people who were traveling a long distance and they have collected different whatever it was required, the materials to make the house or to make the craft work and everything, whatever. And those people, they have collected not only the raw materials but also some stories, that means which were related with some, maybe related to construction, maybe related to some painting work, maybe some stories which is related to some other things which they can deliver to the common people. And so in this way they have started the communication, you can say that one. So many terracotta toys have been found, and a long time ago children must have been found, and a long time ago they must have played with this. So earlier also the children they have played definitely with some toys which were made of some terracotta, that means which are made of some those terracotta, actually we can say as some toys which were made by some what cutting some small uh, maybe the clay or terracotta, that one also they have used, or maybe sometimes they have used some woods also to make those toys. And in this way the children also they were busy in playing with those terracotta toys and all. I'm showing that on some of the seals which were made by the scribes, and some pots which are made by those craft persons and all. These are the terracotta toys which are made actually with the help of some clay. And in this way those people in the during that Indus Valley civilization, they have started their own lifestyle. Thanks for watching.